Climate change remains a huge challenge for the world, and Africa has been experiencing some severe effects. How to tackle climate change while still driving development was the focus at the UN Climate Conference in Morocco, as well as the Africa Renewable Energy Initiative. Channels Television's correspondent Ayola Kasim reports.
Africa is the region that least contributed to climate change, but it is the worst hit by its impact.
The Honorable Minister.
At the 2016 Climate Conference in Marrakesh, the leaders and the citizens of the continent have decided not to be followers, instead reformers and incubators of new ideas.
Heads of states and governments and ministerial has led since 2015 has led African efforts with the African Group of Negotiators to develop an African adaptation initiative to scale up global support for adaptation and addressing loss and damages in Africa, along with the African Renewable Energy Initiative, in order to reflect African leadership in addressing climate change.
The celebration started with the Africa Renewable Energy Initiative, which was inaugurated in Paris in 2015. The president of the African Development Bank asked the leaders to work towards balancing the energy mix that will bring about the industrialization that the continent desires.
Africa must power up itself to add value to what it produces, speed up industrialization, and move to the top of global value chains. This must start with unlocking the huge potentials of energy on the continent, including Africa's vast potentials in renewable energy as well as non-renewable energy. Africa simply needs energy, period.
President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by the Minister of Environment, said that despite all the challenges, Africa shall endeavor to deliver its pledges with continuous and adequate support from developed countries.
In spite of the global downturn and our own budgetary constraints domestically, we are committing a reasonable part of our 2017 capital budget to this effort. The 2017 budget will be a green budget that will reflect Nigeria's efforts to realize our NDC. In addition, we are set to launch our first ever sovereign green bond in the first quarter of 2017. This is intended to fund a series of projects targeted at reducing emissions for a greener economy and embedded in our NDC.
Later, leaders across Africa expressed a strong determination to protect the continent's future. They have decided to speak with one voice and join forces to fight climate change and increase the continent's resilience. One after the other, the leaders also confirmed their ambitions to embark on a path to sustainable emergence by building Africa's own inclusive and sustainable development model. Ayola Kasim reporting for Channels Television News.
We'll take a breather now, but before we'll do a reminder to visit our website. It's channelstv.com for all the latest information, day or night. You can also find us on youtube.com/channelsweb. Well, still to come, with rising unemployment, some Nigerian state governments are developing work programs and places such as garment factory in Cross River State. That story when we return.